I was a communication major and I graduated in 1993. I had the opportunity to meet people from various backgrounds. You know, I was a road runner here on campus, so that was a very diverse group. I made the decision to go through Rush and join a fraternity, so the guys I met in my fraternity certainly made an impact on me. And my fellow students here in the communication major, many of whom I'm still in touch with through social media, you know, those three groups had a profound influence on shaping my academic career. So I went to Auburn, another land-grant institution, and stayed there for 2 years and got a master's in communication. And while I was at Auburn, the teaching bug bit me, the academic bug bit me, and I decided during my second year there to go on and get a PhD, and I chose the University of Southern Mississippi down in Hattiesburg. I came here in 2003, spent 2 years as a temporary faculty member. 1 year as an adjunct instructor, and then the second year, once I completed my PhD, as a visiting assistant professor, which is a 1-year appointment, and I applied for a permanent line and received the permanent line. 2010, I was granted promotion and tenure to associate professor. I love it here. This is home. You know, even when I was in graduate school, I drove my Auburn friends and faculty crazy because they knew how much I loved Mississippi State. They knew how much I loved my home state. And maybe it's partly because, you know, I've traveled. I've been fortunate enough to travel overseas. I've been fortunate enough to travel to many states here in the country. And you know, as much as I love those places I've visited, nothing feels quite the same as home does. And my dad always said, you know, don't forget who you are and where you come from. And I think he shared that belief along with, you know, most people in this state. So I think, you know, this state and its people keep me humble, and they keep me grounded. And I think as a college professor, you need to stay grounded so you can identify with your students, and so you are approachable as a professor. To be back at my home institution, teaching in my home state, and hopefully educating the next generation to go off and do fantastic things is something I take a great deal of pride in. I know our history, and I know how far we've come, and I know that we still have problems and issues, but I've always thought that, you know, moving away because of those problems and issues doesn't do any good. You need to stay and be a part of the solution, and I think maybe in some small way I hope I'm doing that. My name is Pete Smith, and I'm proud to live in Starkville, Mississippi.